Hello YouTube! Welcome back! Obviously Shoe uploaded a video, so obviously we have to react it because we love Shoe out here. Shoe, I know you watched some of my videos, some of my reactions to yours. Shoe, where's the VTuber video? Where is it? We yearn for the VTuber video. We yearn for it. Where's the VTuber video, Shoe? Where is it? Either way! With that out of the way, what Trump really destroyed? The dark truth behind USAID. Or is it pronounced USAID? I don't know. Let's go!
Donald Trump, along with Elon Musk, have created a new government agency called Doge. And what I originally thought was just an old—
right away, I don't know why people pronounce it Doge when it's just like dog-e. Dogga. I don't know. I don't like that people pronounce it Doge, but that's just me. That's just me. Whatever. That's just me. Completely like. Congratulations on 50K. Thank you.
Older sibling giving a younger sibling an unplugged video game controller actually turned into a real thing. And their first order of business was dismantling USAID, an innocent government program that helped poor people all around the world. Or was it?
Yeah, especially the 150-year-olds, right? Yay!
Hello and welcome back to the Shoe0nHead channel. I am Shoe0nHead and I am not real. I am a figment of your imagination. You have
Tell me something I didn't know.
been in a coma since 2012. Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up!
Today we will be talking about the dark, seedy underbelly of USAID. This is a topic I've been interested in for a very long time now. And now that recently USAID has been in the news, I figured it is a perfect time to finally talk about it. All the mainstream liberal coverage I've seen of this has basically been late-night talk show hosts crying fake tears about it being dismantled, and all the mainstream Republican coverage has just been about all the woke shit USAID was apparently funding. But I promise you, it is more than that. A lot more. If you're not a very political person and you only come here to consume the Reddit gender war slop, you should still—
Yes. That's us. We do like that. We do be enjoying those videos. Well, do be. But I also know a lot of you guys enjoy all of your other videos too. That's why we reacting to it.
Still stick around for this because this gets juicy. And remember, even if you're not interested in politics, politics is interested in you. And trust me, I understand why some people aren't interested in politics. It's confusing, it's stressful, it's a lot to keep up with. I feel like 500 things happen every single day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we just spent 3 hours today talking about stuff that I don't have a personal investment in. Like, Jesus Christ. The older we get, unfortunately, chat, the worse it gets with politics. I can't state how freaking true she is with that statement, man. That even if you're not interested in politics, politics is definitely interested in you. 100%, man.
But thankfully, I have a tool to help with that. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is sponsored by USAID. Just kidding. This video is sponsored by Ground News. Let's quickly give them a shout out and then we will jump back into this deep dive, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun and transparent way to read the news all across—
honestly, a good transition. Smooth transition.
The political spectrum. From left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features of Ground News has to be the blind spot feature. It shows you news stories that have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other side. For example, here is a story about how Elon Musk apparently pressured the Reddit CEO to moderate content on the site. Right away, we can see that the story has been covered by 12 sources. And out of these 12 sources, 75% lean left. And no right-wing sources have covered it. Ground News also makes it really easy to compare headlines to see how political bias or ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, this right-wing headline about how Trump is taking executive action to make DC safe and beautiful, while this left-leaning headline frames the same story as Trump wants Washington, DC to be Berlin 1939.
Right! Classic! Classic.
What? I've been using Ground News for 4 years now because it's great, I love it, and it really helps me see how both sides frame things so differently. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is what I use to access all of their amazing features. This comes out to only $5 a month. That's like the price of a coffee. And
In all honesty, it's a really good deal, I'd say. It is a really, really good deal.
it is so worth it. It is one of the first apps I check in the morning. It's great. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or use the link in the video description down below. Again, that is ground.news/shoe, or click the link down below. I think what they're doing is super important because it helps people approach the news in a more fair and balanced way, and I feel like we need that now more than ever. So
yes.
Thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right. Now let's get back to this USAID deep dive, shall we?
Okay. So, first of all, mods, can you help the guy and the Tomando? Okay. Okay, you already did. Awesome. Second of all, I forgot what I wanted to say. Damn it. Damn it. Alright, I remember. Some people may be asking, it's politics about the US. Why you react to it? Why do you care? I will tell you why. I've actually gotten a lot of opinions of Americans that say me as a European, as a German as well, they like hearing what me as an outsider is thinking about the entire thing. And honestly, as an English-speaking content creator, my biggest demographic is Americans. My biggest demographic is Americans, so why wouldn't I sometimes look at it, right? I don't think there's no harm with that. Because USAID had its tendrils all throughout the world as well. Well, there you go. The US politics affect other countries too, so that's a thing. There, that's also true. Either way, let's go with it. Let's continue.
So Donald Trump and Elon Musk created the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge.
Doge.
Get it? Like the Reddit meme from 2012?
Yes.
Epic bacon, my fellow memers. Honestly, who am I to talk about dead memes? My username is Shoe0nHead. So Doge is supposed—
What was it? Foot on... I forgot. What was it? Head on foot, that one, head on foot.
proposed goal seems to be cutting useless spending the government is making us pay taxes on. Now, I have very mixed feelings about taxes. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Taxation is theft! The tree of liberty will be refreshed with the blood of tyrants! My opinion—
Oh my god! Yeah, I have a lot of mixed opinions on taxes too. I do.
has always been, if we are going to pay taxes in this country, could they at least go to things that actually help people, like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, child tax credits, firefighters, fixing our bridges and roads, castrating pedophiles, government-funded girlfriends, things like that. And
Government-funded girlfriends, what's up? Yeah, I can get behind that one. How about the, engineered cat girls? We need cat girls. I'd pay. Like, I want my taxes to go towards cat girls.
yes, we should be auditing the government. I think that's a good thing. Frankly, I don't care who does it as long as they do it well. Good things are good, bad things are bad. I'm anti-bad things, pro-good things. Those are
Simple.
my politics. And hating libertarians. Just kidding, I love libertarians. I get along great with them. As long as we don't talk about child labor. Anyway, Doge got straight to work, firing government workers and basically hiring my Twitter mutuals. What was once a theater kid-occupied government is now a right-wing schizo poster-occupied government. No, I am not joking.
So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online, so that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest.
Say that again. Say that again.
Who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online, so that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside Doge.
If you had told me 10 years ago that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would hire some Zoomer named Big Balls to help audit the government, I'd believe it. Like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
They have no relevant experience. Most of them aren't old enough to rent a car. They're not even old enough to rent a car. They're in their 20s. We sent 18-year-olds to go die in the wars you cheerlead on, you evil hag. Why are they so focused on the ages of these?
They're not old enough to rent a car? What? What? Plus, why would it matter? Like, why bring that one up?
When our government is basically a retirement home.
In USA, you must be 25 to rent a car? Need to be 22, 25, 26? Okay, so what I'm getting is it depends on state. What I'm getting from this, it depends on the state. But you need to be around mid-20s, but they are in the mid-20s. Plus, why would that one matter?
But honestly, I don't blame Hillary Clinton. If I were her, I also wouldn't want 22-year-olds in the government.
I think 22 is too young to be working for the government. But then there's also people like, you know, Joe Biden, who is too old to be working for the government.
Months before dismantling the Department of Education, or apparently Sesame Street, Doge's first order of business was dismantling USAID.
Without providing any proof, Elon said USAID is a criminal organization. Oh yeah, they're an international crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
Pretty f***ed up, huh? Taking money away from an aid program that helps poor people all around the world. Except USAID was not exactly that. In fact, it doesn't even f***ing stand for aid. It stands for United States Agency for International Development.
It doesn't even stand for aid. It's the United States Agency for International Development. So that's why some people say it's USAID. Yeah. Clever naming convention, right? That's, yeah. The acronym is definitely picked on purpose. Yeah, 100%. No, 100%.
It has f*** all to do with aid. But honestly, I don't blame you for thinking it does. After all, they do make the word aid a different color in the logo. Those sneaky bastards. Although it said USAID provides 42% of global aid, the truth is most of those funds are just spent paying US contractors and secretly conducting regime change all around the world. In fact, 80% of all USAID funding goes to just 75 organizations, while only 6% of that goes to aid. And by auditing USAID, Doge exposed the true, real puppet masters behind the secret cabal of evil masterminds funding the woke ideology spreading all around the globe. You. Yes, it was you, American taxpayer. Turns out the deep state was the friends we made along the way. And yes, it's true, we are spending billions of dollars in our tax money to fund things like teaching Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language, combating disinformation
Excuse you, what? Excuse you, what?
in Kazakhstan, promoting inclusion in Vietnam, millions to an Armenian LGBT group, millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem, millions for LGBT causes in the Western Balkans.
The Balkans? Slovenia? So, the USAID is helping Hexagon. That's why there are so many femboys there then. Yeah. Does make sense, you know? You know what I'm seeing here though? Nothing of this is helpful in the US. None of these is helping the US.
Millions for LGBT activism in Uganda, millions for atheism in Nepal, millions for male circumcision around the world, and $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala.
What is... What?
And many other things that were so ridiculous I had to double check to make sure I wasn't being trolled. Taxpayer-funded sex changes in Guatemala? We don't even do that here! Now, you might be saying, Shoe, this seems like some stupid anti-woke shit. And yeah, kind of. You got me. But I ask you, young naive liberal, why the f*** was John Bolton once the head of USAID? John Bolton, for those of you who are unaware, is an infamous neocon hack He's literally criticized Trump for not being enough of a warmonger. Neocon hacks, for those same few of you who are unaware, are the people in our government responsible for meddling with other countries all around the world and getting us into wars for basically funsies. The people who suck the teat of Raytheon, Boeing, etc. The military-industrial complex's favorite Discord kittens. These guys come in shades of red and blue. So why was John Bolton, a red guy, in charge of the same program, USAID, that is sending American taxpayer money to foreign countries to have things like trans pride parades? The truth is, the USAID thing goes a lot deeper than what a lot of Republican commentators are saying. It wasn't just a bunch of libtards in government wasting our money on stupid woke things. No, there's way more than that. You see, it's current year and we can't just do old-fashioned imperialism anymore. The people don't like that. It's a new era, so we have to dress it up in glitter and rainbows. To put it bluntly, USAID is nothing but another form of taxpayer-funded regime change, wearing an innocent mask of aid. Shut up, Shoe! You dumb bimbo populist! You reactionary shitlord! You cry.
You call me mommy.
Tears running down your fat, retarded face. The United States is just giving foreign countries billions of dollars out of the kindness of their hearts.
Well, that's great. While millions of US citizens are suffering. Yay!
Oh yeah? I have a lovely bridge on sale down the road. Would you like to buy it? Listen, despite all its faults, I love America, and I love the American people. But if you believe the corrupt, greedy bureaucrats running the deep state of this country do anything out of the kindness of their hearts, you are—
Of course not.
—a sweet, innocent angel, and you need to be protected at all costs.
Like, the only thing that the government is— Let me rephrase. The only thing that is a common denominator within the government is their interest on money. I'm a carbon-based life form. I give out carbon as well. Okay, bro. I just love how condescending she can be. I love her too.
I especially side-eye any leftist who has the nerve to run defense for USAID, especially those who call themselves socialists or commies. Considering the fact that USAID was basically originally created to destroy communist countries all around the world. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy under the noble guise of aiding developing nations, USAID was, in many respects, an instrument during the Cold War to counter Soviet influence and keep the Third World from crafting its own socioeconomic model.
Okay, fair enough. But that was then and this is now. No longer needed, really.
A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961, he told its directors that, as we do not want to send American troops to a great many areas where freedom may be under attack, we send you. It wasn't long before the CIA spotted an opportunity to extend its reach. In 1962, USAID launched its Office of Public Safety to send agents around the world under the guise of training police officers. But as it turned out, the trainers were busy teaching enhanced interrogation techniques, a euphemism for torture. The scandal broke out in 1966, and although the office was finally shut down in 1974, the dark practices persisted within military and intelligence circles.
What? Euphemism for torture? Bro, what?
By 1980, USAID Administrator John Gilligan was candid enough to describe the agency as nothing more than a graduate school for the CIA. At one time, many aid field offices were infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people, he said. It was pretty well known in the agency who they were and what they were up to. The idea was to plant operatives in every kind of activity we had overseas, government, volunteer, religious, every kind. USAID was quickly nicknamed the CIA's little sister. Oh, and here is John Bolton holding a trophy given to him by USAID.
The trophy features a grenade. Okay, so all of this is known. All of this already happened decades ago, but we still kept it around. And we still kept it around, and people are still actively defending that it should not get dismantled. Are you for real? Are you for real, Banker Trophy? Oh my god!
In the shape of a hand grenade. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. So let's talk about Shoe0nHead, shall we? Sit down. I love this story. Taken directly from Wikipedia, Shoe0nHead was an online social networking and microblogging service created by the United States Agency for International Development, aka USAID, and marketed to Cuban users. It was covertly developed as a long-term strategy to encourage Cuban youths to revolt against the nation's government. The developers aimed to use non-controversial content, such as sports and music, to build up subscribers and then to slowly introduce political messages through social bots to encourage dissent in an astroturfing initiative.
Okay, so they're dog whistling. So they're trying to dog whistle and, like, subliminal messaging.
So basically, USAID created a fake-ass social media platform in Cuba with our tax dollars, flooded it with bot content about, like, sports and music and whatever, just to make it seem normal, then slowly started to manipulate the users and create political division on the app between Cuban citizens in order to create political chaos in this country and a potential uprising. So yeah, how dare we take money away from those starving undercover agents?
Bro, what? Good night, Rita Bob. Good night, good night. Why do you think actually developing countries were celebrating the demolition of USAID? It does make sense. This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. Freaking, I don't bro. I cannot English today. This generally just ridiculous. Rabbit hole is deep, yes. You should see the stuff that the United States did in Panama. Oh god. Bro. I'm genuinely speechless. The message is sponsored by the shadow government. Even funded some BS here in my country. Jesus Christ. And all under the cover of actually aiding them.
To make things even more sus, the money we spent on Shoe0nHead was publicly documented as an unnamed project in Pakistan. Yes, this fake-ass social media psyop they created in Cuba was documented by our government as being a project in Pakistan.
What?
Now, think of all the other weird shit USAID was supposedly funding. Those sex changes in Guatemala. Were they really sex changes in Guatemala? Or were they some covert psyop being done somewhere else in the world? I guess we'll never know now.
What did that say? USAID website offline as Trump moves to put agency in the State Department. Okay.
Now, using social media to divide the masses and create political division. You don't think... No.
Oh no.
They wouldn't do that. I mean, it's kind of weird they asked the former founder of Twitter to help with this project, but no.
Oh my... Bro, what is this? Oh my... I don't even want to believe this. This is insanity. I promise I'm not a fed. Oh my god, I wonder how many feds we have in chat.
Oh no. They would only do social media psyops in other countries, right? Right? In March 2024, a document was exposed that revealed USAID was running covert psyops all around the internet in order to combat populist misinformation about the government on Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook.
Twitch! We're so cooked. It's over. No, I'm leaving. Bye. It's over. No, it's over. Leave. Wrap it up. Who of you? Show me. Who of you? Show me. Who of you is the fat? Who of you? Who of you? Who of you, huh? Show yourself. Show yourself. Quick CIA agents give 50 subs to avoid suspicion. Not me. Oh my lord.
Misinformation about the government on Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and 4chan. Although its internal justification was halting the flow of mis- and disinformation, it seemed particularly concerned with malinformation, a concept it defines as speech that is factually correct but misleading, i.e., bothersome truths the US government would prefer the public does not know. USAID suggests directing the public toward mainstream corporate sources of information and psychologically inoculating them against inconvenient facts that challenge US power by pre-bunking information before people see it. Pre-bunking includes discrediting the brand, the credibility, and reputation of those making false allegations. In other words, a state-directed attack against alternative media and critics of the US government. So basically, USAID was funding a bunch of dorks to go all around social media and be like, source? Every time someone criticizes the government. This is somehow more pathetic.
I mean, okay, just to be fair, it's important to ask for proof, right? That is important. But that's crazy that they hired them. Cough, Hassan, cough. Oh my god. You don't think. Chat, no way. I don't like what you're implying, chat. I don't it would explain a lot of things. It would explain a lot of things. I don't know though. I don't know, man. I don't know though. Makes you wonder why Twitch adamantly refuses to ban Hassan. I don't know, man. I don't know. Scary times we live in. I don't think he's a government agent, but he's a self-admitted propagandist. No, well.
Than when I used to use an alt account to defend myself on BreadTube subreddits. That is basically what our government was doing. Also, someone that mentioned it in chat just a minute ago. 4chan has been down for a few days. And a lot of them, there were some leaks that apparently were disproven though, that some of them had governmental IDs and shit like that, but I don't know too much about that, right? Like, crazy shit happening there. Crazy shit happening on 4chan. Crazy shit. Mods, you gotta help kids to mentally recover. Yeah, this one is crazy. Government and educational emails, email with .gov domains. Yeah, there. I'm not sure if it's state disproven how true it is, but it just makes you think, right? It just does make you think. Like how this implies the people you called a Fed online might have actually been a Fed. There is a chance that you may have fought with a federal agent, a USAID federal agent on Twitter or 4chan.
Okay, chat, fess up! Fess up! Fess it up! God damn it! I don't trust anyone anymore. Bro! Can't trust no one anymore.
This also implies that—
Oh, you know what, Sunny? Sorry for pausing right away. Some people have been calling me a Fed. Some people have actually been calling me a Fed. It's very funny. 4chaners in chat? We do have 4chaners in chat. We do. I have a handful of 4chaners watching me.
USAID federal agent on Twitter or 4chan. This also implies that, like, streamers and social media influencers may have been funded by USAID.
Oh, God.
But who? Who among us? Who would be willing to unquestionably, enthusiastically suck establishment cock that hard?
For all the bad stuff America does around the world, USAID was just an
I knocked over my Lily and Android. They knocked over my Android. Oh boy. Oh god, Hassan next. I wouldn't be surprised if she brought him up. I would not be surprised. I genuinely thought she was gonna bring up Hassan first. I genuinely thought she was gonna bring up Hassan first.
organization that did a lot of nice things. Like, it put a lot of money into efforts to help people in a variety of ways, like both materially and culturally. It's just like a nice way for the United States to have a positive presence around the world.
For the record, I do not actually believe Destiny is being funded by USAID. I just thought that transition was funny. I fucking love that quote, though. USAID was just a nice organization that did a lot of nice things, like culturally help people around the world. Culturally help people? Why are we in the business of cultural imperialism? Why do we have to culturally enrich Latin America or the f***ing Balkans? So not only are we the world
Yeah, leave the Balkans alone. They're happy being fanboys.
police, but we are now the world HR department? No thank you. Why are we spending billions of dollars doing f***ass shit in other countries while ours crumbles?
Legit? Like, care about your own country first. Like, what the heck?
Care about teaching gender studies to Ugandans. The pothole in front of my house hasn't been filled in 3 years. These are my taxes, and I believe my taxes should go to help people in my country.
She's
I
right.
don't think that's controversial to say.
It's
and
not.
I know many conservatives agree with me. I'll always hear them say, we can't be spending money in Ukraine. We have to take care of our own. And then they just don't take care of their own. Because that's
Yeah.
socialism or communism or something. Listen, do you actually want to take care of your own? Do you actually want your taxes to go towards helping the poor and sick and families in this country? Are you actually America first, or are you corpos and foreign countries first? I'm more than happy to work with you on good things to fix this country. But I don't think the establishment GOP is.
You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work.
Chat, back to work. Back to work with you guys, chat. Chop, chop.
First of all, Medicaid is for anyone who needs it, period. And second of all, 29-year-old guys? You mean your f***ing voter base? You mean the very demographic that is shifting the entire country in your direction? Those guys? Yeah, we're just wasting so much money helping young men. Those greedy gamers just gobbling up all the tax money. Not massive tax cuts to corporations and the rich. Not all the money to the bloated military-industrial complex. No. Gamers. Young men who can't find a job, can't afford a house, can't afford college. Young men who can't build a family because of the society you created. Those guys, they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and pay for their own Medicare. This care isn't for them, it's for women.
Yeah, women only. We don't like men around here. So, chat, how do you feel about this? The American males. Do you know we got quite a few in chat? How do you, as an American male in their 20s, feel about this? Huh? What do you think? I'm sure you feel great right now. I'm lucky to be an exception. Last time I checked, the old GOP loved men more than they should. Oh no. Horrible. Kaboom. What kaboom? I have a job, so I still have Medicaid. What's the question again? How you feel about this?
Workers on a program.
Country. But I don't think the establishment GOP is.
You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work.
First of all, Medicaid
How do you feel about this?
is for anyone who needs it.
As a non-American, I feel disgusted because of this treatment of males in the US. Yeah, get a job, American man. We're gonna find you and send you back to work. Back to the mines with you, chop chop.
The tax money. Not massive tax cuts to corporations and the rich. Not all the money to the bloated military-industrial complex. No. Gamers. Young men who can't find a job, can't afford a house, can't afford college. Young men who...
On a fundamental level, I agree. I don't think chronically unemployed people who are capable of working should be rewarded for not working. Well, yes. However, I feel the current work of environment makes it extremely difficult to find jobs that makes it feasible for us to support ourselves. The one thing I think especially is that it should be for everyone. Obviously, people shouldn't be rewarded for being lazy. But saying that it's not for gamers to begin with just because they sit on their couch... it's ridiculous. It's dumb. It's people just say it in gamers once again.
can't build a family because of the society you created. Those guys, they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and pay for their own Medicare. This care isn't for them, it's for women. What? Great to know both sides of the establishment fucking hate young men. Anyway, sorry, I popped off. Let's get back on topic. Now, USAID did do some good things, I won't deny that. But even some of the good things that USAID did were nothing but a bunch of fronts. Using Cuba as an example again, because these are some of the only ones that have been exposed so far, there was a USAID program called the Travelers Project that was said to be an HIV prevention workshop. But yet again, it was nothing but another covert regime change psyop. This was exposed in 2014 by the Associated Press. Young Venezuelans and Peruvians were deployed by USAID to Cuba's college campuses for $5.41 an hour. Really, USAID? Billions of dollars for
$5 an hour. Wow.
force feminizing mice, and you can't even pay your spies a living wage? Sad. Anyway, they were used to recruit college students into political organizations with the goal of turning them against their government. The goal of, once again, creating political division. In the exposed memos about this, USAID called their HIV workshop the, quote, perfect excuse. Right. But we're totally funding DEI in Vietnam for pure humanitarian reasons, I'm sure.
Right.
This was done so sloppily that even our boy John Bolton came out and disavowed it. But
in principle, I think it's a good idea, says former US ambassador to the United Nations, John Bolton. But this strikes me as a bunch of teenagers playing at covert political activity, and that's dangerous.
without saying he thought it was a good idea in principle. Yes, it's a great idea to create taxpayer-funded secret psyops all over the world in order to f*** with other countries' politics. Just don't recruit teenagers to do it next time, okay? What? I honestly just think it's kind of funny we were funding anti-socialist agendas all around the world and disguising it as social progressivism. Don't think too hard about that one. Now, Cuba wasn't the only place USAID was culturally helping. On January 12, 2010, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti, killing 220,000 people, injuring another 300,000, and leaving 1.5 million more homeless. In the wake of the catastrophe, the United States provided $1.6 billion in reconstruction funding to Haiti, $651 million of which went to USAID.
Excuse you, what?
Rather than employing Haitian construction companies, USAID contracted out the rebuilding projects to international firms. For instance, Minnesota-based construction firm Thor was awarded $18 million in contracts, and Mexico-based firm Cemex received over $7 million. But by far the largest recipient of USAID funding in Haiti was Washington, D.C. based contractor KoAlan International, who received over $200 million to carry out a total of 141 projects. In fact, USAID awarded more money to KoAlan than to the entire Haitian government in the wake of the earthquake.
What? So they say it's for that, but they just given it to someone else? What? What? How? What? What? How? What? I'm speechless. Ain't more like AIDS. Getting funds with false reasons to justify it was a huge such hunt. How has the USAID been doing this for decades without anyone ever really criticizing it out in the open? Like, this is the first time me as a European, like this year, right? This year, this time zone, this whatever. This year, maybe last year, is the first time I ever heard of the USAID. And it's been going at this since 66? Like, what? The criticism was hushed. I need my tinfoil hat, wait a second. Yes, AID is also giving money for the lizard people. Of course. 61, okay. Paid to shut up. Does seem like it. If you spill, you can no longer use it. Someone tried to look into it earlier too, but was threatened with lawsuits immediately after. What? Think of all the people defending it now. Yeah! All those news outlets and... How? Secret government things are kept secret? What?
Unfortunately, you've already read the answer why. Because they discredit anyone who tries to talk about it with the source comment.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. As my head is genuinely spinning at what the hell is going on.
An audit conducted on KoAlan revealed that the company had a tendency to not finish jobs, evaluated its own project on arbitrary criteria not having to do anything with the project, and failed to set timelines, causing some projects to fall behind schedule. In one case, KoAlan was contracted to build Haiti's new parliament building, but what they constructed came out half-finished and unusable. The company only built the framework of the building, not even erecting interior walls to divide office spaces, nor did they bother to furnish the building. Left with this, the Haitian government was forced to draw $775,000 from its public treasury to complete the project.
Bro, this is... They had a natural disaster. USAID claimed to help them and then just didn't. And that was in 2010. That's ridiculous. I don't have much more to say. This is genuinely just... This is insane!
Despite these disastrous results, KoAlan to this day remains USAID's top contractor. The construction company was awarded $506.4 million in contracts in 2021 alone. In a leaked email exposed by WikiLeaks, they described this tragedy as a gold rush, ensuring that it would be great for international companies. Seems like the only thing they are culturally helping is their own wallets, am I right? And you know how you always hear about how poor people are in Venezuela and how the politicians are so rich and live in luxury? Yeah, part of that has to do with USAID. Billions of dollars of aid we sent to Venezuela just lined the pockets of US-backed politicians there. Only 2% of the aid we sent to Venezuela actually went to help Venezuelans.
2%.
So at this point, the whole world was basically sick of USAID's bullshit. In 2013, Bolivian President
2%. Shadow government's true. That wasn't on my 2025 bingo government. Bingo. Yeah. Does feel like it. I mean, now it's being dismantled. It's being dismantled now, finally, right? I am in shock.
Evo Morales expelled USAID officials from his country on the grounds that the agency had conspired against his government by allegedly manipulating social movements in the country. He also charged that a previous USAID program that sought to help cocoa farms switch to new crops was politically motivated. Russia expelled the agency in 2012 for similar reasons. Its foreign ministry argued in a statement that USAID attempts to influence political processes through its grants. And in February, Kenyan Cabinet Secretary Francis Kimimya claimed that his government had evidence that USAID had hired activists to organize anti-government protests in Nairobi in an effort to topple the government. Oh, and if you're wondering why so many news outlets and journalists were freaking out over the potential shutting down of USAID, yeah, it's probably because it's where their paychecks were coming from. Yeah, apparently
Yeah, it seems more likely. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
USAID was funding about 6,200 journalists and
I don't need to believe it, it's facts. There's no belief. We have it on paper. It's facts.
707 news outlets all across the world. Not
Across
even just
the world!
America. For example, the editor-in-chief of a Ukrainian news outlet wrote that destroying USAID was a greater threat to Ukrainian journalism than the Russian invasion.
You cannot be serious. You can absolutely not be serious. Yeah, no, like 100% shadow government.
What? There were independent outlets shutting down everywhere, including Russia after the USAID freeze. So we were apparently funding media in both Ukraine and Russia.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
Serbia,
Fair.
Moldova, all across Latin America, independent outlets shutting down everywhere. All because the little sister of the CIA can't pay no mo. So I have a question. Why the
Crazy.
f were we funding media in all these other countries? Well, the CEO for the Center of Investigative Reporting, a USAID-supported Bosnian media organization, said it best. Quote, "If you are funded by the US government, there are certain topics that you would simply not go after, because the US government has its interests that are above all else." Oh,
What?
guess that answers my question. USAID is also ridden with other scandals, such as covering up a child sex abuse ring in Kenya, kidnapping and torturing people in Uruguay, forced sterilizing 300,000 Peruvian women, and the famous one you all know, funding drug production in Afghanistan. Oopsie poopsies, we did little fucky wuckies. Now think about all the other
I'm in shock.
that hasn't been exposed. These aren't mistakes, these aren't flukes, these aren't little fucky wuckies. This is what this program was set out to do. This is why it was created. We were quite literally funding Globo Homo as a sneaky way to do regime change and American intervention. Or do you think we're spending $1 million in Nepal to promote atheism because Hinduism is such a threat? You're cute. The United States won't sleep until there's an ugly progress flag hanging on a Starbucks on every corner of every street all over the world from Latin America to the Middle East. Ah yes, the greatest American exports, butt, sex, and war. There are a shit ton of old left-wing articles you can find online spanning back to like 2010, even
Legit, my head was just spinning at this point, bro. I don't have much more to add. This is insanity.
even earlier about how evil USAID is. Now suddenly liberals are acting like it's another fucking beacon of democracy that we have to cry and piss and shit about just because it's Trump getting rid of it. Frankly, I don't care. If they start dismantling things that I do care about, things that do actually help the American people, then I will care. Expose where the trillions of dollars we spent on the Iraq war went next, please. Or, you know, actually release the Epstein files.
Yeah, what happened with that? But everything? Or most of it? Not sure. Is redacted on it. Didn't he promise to release them? Where are they? Where's the files? Where are they?
Do I think Doge cut USAID because they're our great comrade in arms, cutting off the tentacles of American imperialism? No. Trump probably just cut it because he thought it was a woke, gay waste of money, and it was. But as
You know, that would be so funny if Trump didn't actually, like, look into the USAID and literally just thought it's just some woke BS. Like, honestly, it's so believable that he actually dismantled because he thought it. Bro, shadow government. Shadow government. More believable by the day.
far as I'm concerned, every article written about how bad dismantling it was written by John Bolton himself. Like the president of Colombia said, "Take your money with you. It's poison." All the sources I used in this video and all the information I got for this video will be in links down below. Feel free to do your own research as always. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing. A lot of you aren't subscribed apparently. You just watch and fuck off.
Go, sub to her, man.
I will find you. Also, this video is most likely going to be demonetized, so if you can and if you want to, please donate to me on Patreon, link down below. It helps the channel so much, and I appreciate it. And I will see you next time with a less serious, more fun video. Bye! Bye!
Watch until the end? Yeah, of course.
Fucking hate Hillary Clinton.
The serious, more fun, maybe VTuber. Where's the VTuber video, Chew? Where's the VTuber video? Where is it? We are waiting! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. In the works, I better hope so. I better hope so, chat. I better be open so. Consider all the VTubers asking where it is. Do you think Shoe is edging all the VTubers? 100%. 100%.